Hello and welcome back to Unicorn Plant Society. It's freezing cold here today and the ground is drenched. But here's my backyard walkthrough. Hope you enjoy. So first off, we're going to start with the tiger grass. This is a grass that looks like bamboo, has a clumping habit, grows to about 12 foot tall. I planted them, they were actually sun damaged again, like most of my plants, from Bunnings. I got them, I think, for about $3 to $5 each. I'll show you a photo of what they used to look like when I first planted and the date I planted them and what they are now. Looking really, really good. I do have to cut them back. All I do is I cut through the front, all those pieces that are hanging down, and it opens up the arches and makes it look really good. I think I've got a photo of that too, I'll show you. So this is the base. You can see it looks so much like bamboo, but that's it, it just clumps like that, and you do get this mess at the bottom, but I have no issues with that. I love the way it looks, the way it screens my fence. Quite easy to maintain. If you wanted an alternative to bamboo, I definitely recommend tiger grass. Next up is my bird of paradises. Again, they were bought real small, probably like this. This is what they're at now. I have planted them into the ground. I really wanted that tropical feel and the heights, so I've got my tiger grass which goes there. These ones will grow taller, so that will sort of be like short, taller, and a palm that's there, that's short again. It does get bigger, but it gets more full. So the heights that I've tried to design here, I'll give you an idea from a further distance so you can actually see it. So this was a single plant when I bought it, and same with this one. I think I have photos of them too. I'll show you what they look like. Now they've grown all these pups, and you can cut the pups off and grow them as well, which is my plan. I'm going to cut them off and put them in pots. This regular bird of paradise, I bought that as a cutting from Marketplace. So that was just a single plant that's now grown into this. I won't put that into the ground because I do know they go crazy. They spread. So that's as far as it's going to go in a little pot, a big pot. Then we go down, and I've just got some philodendrons down here. We've got a Xanadu, hopes, philodendron hopes. Now these were out all summer, so they've lasted all the Australian summer. They did get a little bit burnt, but they've survived very well. They were also bought very small. I think this one still has its price tag on it. Oh, yep, $8. So I got 4 of them for $8 each. So yeah, what I'm going for is, there's little Hunter over there. What are you doing? All right, so we've got the bamboo, which gets to about 12 foot. Then you've got my bird of paradises, which will grow really tall. And that one in the middle there, which will not grow as tall. Then I've got my palm, which will fill out the next spot. Next plant I'll go to now. So this beauty right behind me is called banana palm. It's a non-fruiting banana palm. So it's more like an actual palm. It gets a big fat base on it, grows huge leaves, like probably the length of my body. Stunning leaves with this red vein at the back. So that's another height as well. So I've got the tiger grass, the bird of paradises, the banana palm that will grow really wide and fill out this whole gap here. It's all about screening, that's what I've sort of planned on. Then we've got this little philodendron over here, which is the tree philodendron. That's one that grows a real big fat trunk and just grows really big as well to fill in that gap. So that's the base of it there. Please don't mind the weeds, the rain that's come over the last couple of days. This is more than days, this is all popped up. I do have to mow and weed out here. This is my golden cane. So again, that's just going to stay in a pot. I know that they get crazy in the ground, but I want to keep it in the pot so I can move it around. Also, another thing that I did was most of the plants that I planted, I made sure that they could be replantable, as in like dug up and put into a pot and moved. So bird of paradises are all transplantable. Tiger grass can be. The banana palm can be. That can be dug out as well. Philodendron, I didn't put that in the ground just because it spreads its roots, all those big fat roots there, these ones. So I wanted to keep it all contained, so then if I ever do move it. So that's looking beautiful as well. I do also have iris planted behind everything, and all that is a fence cover. I put that in to make the fence disappear behind everything, because once everything gets its height, that will sort of, you know, I don't want to see the fence. Then I've got some yuccas, which is quite common. They're just there to fill in the gap as well. I put them there to fill in that gap. That blue border is just to stop my dogs getting around where they shouldn't be. And then I've got this, which is ruby ginger. So this is from the ginger family, like variegated ginger. It has really nice red underneath the leaves. It did get a little burnt on top from the sun, but all I do is I cut that back and then left with this beautiful, oh, there he is again. He just loves being on camera. Hunter. And that's that. Behind the gingers, that's my greenhouse over there, in there. So I did have a comment on the palms and the ferns that I was putting under the palms the other day, so I'll show you them in a second, but I thought I'd quickly show you this. This is my beauty monstera. So this thing, I've got pictures of this when it was young, so I'll show you that. Look at the size of these leaves. This is probably a better one. So this thing I planted as a baby, and I'll show you inside because the roots are incredible. I love big leaves and weird, unique roots, and that's why I love these, because of their aerial roots. So I'll show you them now. All these aerial roots in here. There's the main, well, there's two trunks actually. Main two trunks. I bought this lattice from Bunnings and I've just attached it to it as it's grown. In a big fat pot. Here's another one I'm growing as well. Hello, Molly. So I've done the same. I'm making all the roots go into the pot where I want them to with bamboo. So I just string it to the bamboo as it goes down, keep it inside the pot, and this one's grown very tall with a nice little leaf there. So I'm going to continue growing this one up. I like to try new techniques when growing them as well. So I got this one was quite tall. I got it about here, I reckon, and this has grown since. It was hanging on its side and I've propped it up and made it grow up. All right, so this is palm number one of the palms I was given. It's a Kentia palm. I love the way the leaves just hang. It gets a real big fat trunk on it. Just to show you, so that's quite fat. It isn't a self-cleaning palm, so you do have to cut off the old ones, and they just live like that. But it's got a big fat base on it, and there's the fern that I planted. It is looking a little flat at the moment, but it will take. With Boston ferns, they are a spreader, so all I did was I planted it at the front there without disturbing its roots, and this will eventually spread the whole way around. Their roots don't go deep, they're quite shallow when they grow, so the palm's roots start about there, because there's the palm ball, and then they start about there. I have to keep stopping and starting because the planes are going over. It's morning, so they're really loud. Normally I'm in the shed and it's not so loud, but they're loud out here, so I'm stopping and starting as they go. So goodbye, plane. Yeah, so this will fill in the gap down here, fill it all in, and make this just look a little bit nicer. This is the second Kentia palm. So there's the other fern down there. Same thing. This one's looking a lot nicer, but I've just planted it. Again, the roots don't start till about here. of the actual palm, and it will eventually grow the whole way around, filling in all the dirt. So this is the second one of the palms I was very lucky to be given. I had a friend that these got too big for, so I was gifted them. Hey, you guys. Hello. Hello. So I also have these two smaller palms. These are my two parlor palms. I picked this one up a couple of weeks ago. I think I showed it in a video. It was half price, and it was half price because it was just a little bit burnt on the ends. So I'm happy with that. I'll fix that up. This one wasn't discounted or anything. It's just a standard one. So I'm just hoping to get some good height from it. Parlor palms do get quite high actually. So again, with everything in my backyard, I've sort of planned height. The parlor palms, I'm kind of growing just to try and get a little bit of height so they can fill in a bit of the gap at the front. I do have them sitting quite in the sun when it gets sunny. So with some plants, you can climatize them. I've got the parlor palms sitting right on the edge of my veranda, so they get morning to like midday sun, but they don't get the hot afternoon sun. So I've got them there so that they get used to that sun. This was a whole summer now of being right here and getting all that sun. So like, actually this is the second summer. The first summer, it got very burnt. This summer you can see it didn't get very burnt at all. I just dropped the pan, so my feet are now wet, thank you. So as you can see, nowhere near as burnt as it got last summer. And then next summer I'll do the same, and hopefully I'll end up with a plant that can handle all the sun. So obviously you can't do that with every plant. I tried it with the Kentias, but they were already too old and used to, shade, so they did struggle a lot more. They lost almost all their leaves. But you start young and you climatize it, and you should end up with a plant that can handle the light that you want to give it. Now they're playing zoomies. They're so tough, aren't they? Don't mind my socks. While I'm trying to video, of course, they have to do this. So next up I've got these ficuses. I've got this fiddle hunter mully. So these are my two ficuses. I'm trying out in my greenhouse potting mix. So this is the soilless mixture. I've just strung it to the fence because it does get windy out here and it's been blown over before. But yeah, just trialing it out. So I had this one indoors and it started to struggle, like what everyone sort of see this here, like what people experience from ficuses. They are a tree, even though on their cards it will say can handle low light. They are a tree. They do prefer full sun, so they grow really well outdoors. But I'm trialing it in my mixture just to see how it recovers and whether I can get a better plant from it. So while I'm talking about ficuses, I thought I'd just mention that as much like cards and nurseries will tell you that they can be planted indoors and kept indoors, and you can keep one indoors if you've got the right amount of light. My lounge room does not have the right amount of light, and that's why it started to lose its leaves. As much as I thought, oh, it's getting afternoon sun, it just wasn't enough. So I've brought it outside and it's recovering now. It's looking good. So if you've got one and it's sitting indoors and it's not really doing anything and you start dropping leaves, it's probably time to bring it outside and give it some full sun. They are a tree and they need more sun. I think this is the end. This is the last of the plants I've got out here. So these are a couple more succulent type plants. I got the Syad, cardboard Syad. I believe that's how it's pronounced, Syad. And these, what are they called? Jamaican or something, Jamaican milk cactus or something. But they're a succulent that look like a cactus. They've got these cute little feathers on them. They grow real quick, and I just cut off branches when I want and repot them. So this one is quite tall, little pink tip, and the green one. So that's them. Now I'll show you my my walk to my greenhouse every day I come out here, which is every single day. So I'll show you it now from my back door. Oh, the camera's around the other way. From my back door, and let's go. I'm on my socks. We go past my potting table. It's a mess. I do need to clean that up. Some moss that I've got ready. Some palms on my mower. I do need to mow, but the dirt is so wet I can't mow at the moment because it's just muddy. And we've got some babies that I'm planting, some more babies that I'm planting, some cuttings that I've potted up, all my dirt and stuff. Oh, another philodendron, I forgot to mention that one, and a little bird's nest under there. Then we go through here, some succulents, more pots, so many pots. You just end up with so many pots. I'm gonna give this one away to my sister-in-law if she wants it, so I was waiting to ask her. And then we got my greenhouse. And now we're in the greenhouse. So I have been doing a little bit of potting up some of the new ones I've got. I've done some more double moss poles. I've re-moss poled some of the ones that were needing it, like the silver sword, so that's now on a new moss pole. And that's that. All right, so before this video ends, I just want to mention that I did go see my mum again last night, or not last night, the night before, and she's given me another pot holder. This one is a maroon, and it's made out of like a clothing material, so it's got a little bit of stretch to it. Be interesting to see how this one looks in here with all the others. Thank you for coming on this backyard walkthrough with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully you get some inspiration for your backyard on some plants that, you know, have different heights, so you can make that look that you want. All right, I've had a lot of comments on watering my plants, so I reckon the next video I'm going to do a watering video on what I look for and how I judge how much water or when it needs watering. So that will be my next video. Hope you enjoyed and have a lovely week.